And I will say this, it is, the anti-whites have also said, and we'll get both of your thoughts on this, they've also said they try to pressure both our young women and young men into saying, well, this is just some sort of prejudice. Of course, this is the inverse of reality, and that's how anti-white narrative works, that is preventing you from otherwise dating and reproducing with these other people, getting to know them and reproduce with them, when in reality, everywhere in nature, it is the norm for animals to be attracted to their own kind. I have bird feeders outside, and I've got 5 different types of finches, and they never reproduce with each other. They are only attracted to their own kind. Nothing. They don't have some sort of prejudicial upbringing where they're being told, oh, you never date or reproduce or do a mating dance for the other finches. They just know that they are attracted to their own kind, and that is who they then. So that is perfectly in keeping with nature, absolutely congruous in all ways. And we can push back. But ultimately, the ultimate pushback here for your children, and we actually had this, who asked that great question? Was it Luke last week, or Kevin? Who was it? I was asking about this. How do you teach your children or nieces or nephews not to want to go out and do this? And then the first thing is that you have to inoculate them against anti-whiteism with the meme curatives we have in Go Free. Because when you do, the great power of the anti-white regime at the universities, in the high schools, in the elementary schools, in the news and entertainment media, that great power that they have to brainwash and to infect turns against them. And they end up with every effort to propagandize, to infect, they end up affirming what you as a parent or an uncle or an aunt have taught your children or nieces or nephews or grandchildren or whatever it might be, that these people are out to white erase us from civilization. And the worst white erasure is biological white erasure. Of course, the next thing you can do is teach them to be proud of who and what we are. Celebrate all of the different heritages that we have in Europe, everything that we have created. There is an infinite level. It's so amazing that people will say such ignorant things, white people who are trying to be honest, like, what really is our culture? That demonstrates such abuse from childhood all the way through their lives, this white noir, such abuse that they can't even begin to think about their own well-being. And I will say, when it comes to biological white erasure, all of our statues being torn down now, these buildings where records are kept being torched, churches being burned, and statues at the churches thrown into rivers, the drowning of statues, which is the precursor to the drowning of people, the hanging of statues, precursor to the hanging of statues. All of this, the inner works like roads and bridges and dams crumbling, all of that can be rebuilt if our biospirit stays intact. All of that we can make again. All of that we can make even more beautiful than it was made before, because we're going to be free of anti-whiteism. But if we are biologically white erased, it's over. There's no reclaiming it. It sinks and it never is there to return. So I'll toss it over to you ladies